Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we will talk about curcumin, from the spice turmeric. This orange pigment is one of the most remarkable dietary supplements known to humankind. When used as the spice turmeric, its parent compound, we've been using this stuff, we humans, for thousands of years, so we know it's entirely safe. It doesn't even interact with anticoagulants, so everyone can take it. Curcumin is remarkable, and you need to know more about it and how to use it to improve your and your family's health. That's our talk for today, curcumin. First, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Americans weigh more today than just 22 years ago. The Centers for Disease Control report the typical American weighs about 15 pounds more today than in 1994. Related research from the European Society of Cardiology finds that low physical capacity or a lack of regular exercise is second only to smoking as a cause of increased risk of cardiovascular disease and death. The study began following 792 men at 50 years of age in 1963. They checked the subject's health every 10 years until 2012, when the surviving men reached 100 years of age. They found the leading risk factors for cardiovascular disease were smoking, followed by reduced physical capacity, hypertension, and elevated cholesterol. And finally, from the University of Pittsburgh, researchers find that when test subjects who are in poor health participated in a year-long program that featured an improved diet, weight loss, and increased physical activity, they consistently improved their overall health and quality of life. Well, folks, this is a fascinating line of research. Our first study from the CDC finds that the typical American woman is 5'4" and weighs 16 pounds more, and the typical American man is 5'9" and weighs 15 pounds more today than just some 20 years ago. See, our heights have not increased, but our weights have. This trend is due to increased calories in, along with decreased physical exercise, and it will undoubtedly lead to more disease and suffering. Our second study finds that when we do not engage in regular physical exercise, it greatly increases our risk of cardiovascular disease and death. This study followed a group of men for 45 years to find smoking, followed by a lack of aerobic capacity, then hypertension and elevated cholesterol are the leading risk factors for cardiovascular disease. And our final study provides us with answers to our problems of weight gain, sedentary lifestyle, and their resulting diseases and poor quality of life. Researchers from the University of Pittsburgh found when people who are struggling with health issues, including obesity, prediabetes, hypertension, poor physical function, and low mobility, when they learn about healthy eating while improving their physical conditioning, it not only reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, it improves their quality of life. And that's an assessment that's often overlooked by doctors and researchers, but important to you and me. Those in this study who entered with health issues improved their quality of life rating from 61 out of 100 to 74. That's a 20% improvement in just 1 year. And you can certainly assume if the test subjects continued the healthy way of living year after year, their quality of life would also continue to improve. New research from the University of Oregon may help to explain why exposure to green belts and parks in cities improve health. Researchers took air samples from 5 parks and 5 parking lots paved with asphalt. They analyzed the air samples for bacterial content. They found the airborne bacteria communities of parks and green belts differ dramatically from parking lots. All the parking lots featured similar composition with dramatically reduced numbers of bacteria, while each park had a unique makeup of both high numbers and a diverse bacterial community. The study suggests exposure to greenbelt's bacteria contribute to the human microbiome, or the bacteria living on and in the human body. Well, isn't this fascinating? The great outdoors in the country or in parks and greenbelts in the city have large numbers of diverse bacteria in the air, while city parking lots have a dramatically lower number with minimal diversity of bacteria in the air. The scientists behind this study have suggested the bacterial composition found in the air of parks contribute to the bacteria that live in our skin, in our respiratory and intestinal tracts, and this in turn contributes to our overall health. We also know without a doubt from past research that our body's microbes play a vital role in good health, and when altered, the generation of disease. We also know that outside exercise provides more health benefits than indoor exercise, and this study may just explain, at least in part, why this is true. You see, we can't assume outdoors exercise benefits are just from increased sun exposure and the resulting vitamin D increase. It also provides us with a unique class of probiotics. Now, the study also found that you must live within 400 yards of green belts or parks in order to receive its benefits. Of course, if you live further away, frequent trips to the park or for exercise or just relaxation would provide benefits as well. Who knew? Living vegetation provides us with inhaled probiotics, and I find that just amazing. Well, today on Your Health, we'd like to discuss another amazing substance from nature, curcumin, from the spice turmeric. Please stay tuned to learn more. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you one of the millions of Americans who are at risk for heart problems? If your diet is like the average American's, you're getting far more sodium than your body needs, and this may create serious problems for your heart. A new study from the Netherlands showed that a diet high in salt not only increases blood pressure to dangerous levels, it also causes damage to your blood vessels. To avoid these problems, you need to avoid foods that are high in salt, such as preserved and prepared foods like frozen dinners, canned soups and other canned foods, cured meats such as lunch meat, hot dogs, bacon and sausage, condiments and sauces such as soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, and spaghetti sauce, and snack foods such as salted nuts, pretzels, and chips. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, poultry, fish, and other salt-free alternatives. As you decrease your intake of salt, your desire for salty foods will eventually be reduced. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Becker. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
Welcome back, everyone. It is just fantastic to be with you this beautiful fall day. Don't you just love the fall time of year? The leaves are falling and the air is crisp. It's just a great time of year. Well, today's show is going to be just as great. We're going to be learning all about curcumin, this amazing spice that comes from turmeric. This is just amazing information. Sit back and listen. The hour is going to be packed full of information. So, Richard, this is a big topic. So I'll let you get to it.
There is so much information on curcumin, the extracted orange pigment from turmeric. It's difficult to get it all in, and we can't get it all in, but we'll get the highlights. Turmeric is a member of the ginger family. If you see that plant and you see a ginger plant, you go, yeah, they're like cousins. They look very much alike. Turmeric is the dried powder of the rhizome or root tuber of the turmeric plant. Turmeric is a dried powder. It's used in cooking. It's used to make mustard. It gives it the yellow color. It's a coloring agent for butter and cheese to give butter or margarine a more yellowish, orangey appearance. It's also used as a spice and a flavor enhancer in foods and as a medicinal food. It is a common spice in India. Curcumin is the active yellow pigment extracted from the turmeric powder. It's also used in curry. If you see a curry spice, the curry spice has an orangey color. That color is from the curcumin molecule. In India, where turmeric is a common food, colon cancer and Alzheimer's disease rates are about 1/4 of the rate of the West. Scientists have taken note of this. Now, there are other reasons why Alzheimer's disease has a lower rate in India, but curcumin and turmeric is one of the reasons. A summary of the scientific evidence learned so far is curcumin has anti-cancer and anti-tumor activity. It works as an antioxidant. It has anti-arthritis properties, anti-amyloid. Those are the proteinaceous plaques that form in the brain of Alzheimer's disease, anti-amyloid, and other areas in the body as well. Anti-ischemia, anti-heart disease, anti-inflammatory and analgesic activities. It protects the liver. It has antiviral, antibacterial, and antiseptic properties in general. It is an antimalarial. It has anti-atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. It is antiplatelet, helps to keep the blood from being sticky and gooey. It acts as a phytoestrogen, and it is a chelator of heavy metals and toxins. But curcumin is probably best known as a potent antioxidant that counters virtually all types of free radicals. Now, anytime we have a substance that has been used by humanity for 4,000 years, 5,000 years, isn't that a wonderful safety profile? Wouldn't you say that that is something that tells us, well, we can use this by virtually everyone. We don't have to have huge safety studies. It's nice to have a few, but it has stood the test of time. And it's interesting to note that when you go through the research on curcumin and turmeric both, you find never, ever a comment about toxicity in any of the study subjects. It's always, this substance is found safe. We had no side effects, no drug interactions. It's easy to use, and anybody can do it. Even people who use anti-platelet therapies, anticoagulation therapies, these are all included in the studies. It doesn't affect bleeding times. It doesn't compete with warfarin or Plavix or any of these, so there's not a problem there. And that is really nice to see. So the safety is there. We have so much research. Every year over the last 5 years, we have a 20% increase in research available to us on curcumin. It is exploding. The research on curcumin now exceeds that of Lipitor, the world's #1 selling drug. So we know a lot about it. If you hear somebody say, oh, those dietary supplements, the herbs like curcumin and turmeric, they're not well studied. We don't know enough about them to use in clinical application. These poor, unfortunate people are 25 years behind in their reading. And they should not say ignorant statements like that. It's confusing, and you're depriving people of viable therapies when you make those statements, doctors. Don't do that anymore because you're wrong. Don't say that anymore. You're behind. Study it, and you'll be amazed at what curcumin can do for people. Let's talk about what it can do. What does the science say? Let's summarize all of this. Well, curcumin is a potent antioxidant, and it works as an antioxidant in basically 4 ways. First, it regulates our own DNA. It helps to upregulate proteins that control the DNA-directed production of our native detoxification and antioxidant enzymes. It tells the DNA to get busy with your code of wellness and get this person back on track. It works through your DNA. That's amazing. It also works as a molecular antioxidant. Even though curcumin is a fat-soluble substance, it is still effective as an antioxidant in water-based cytoplasm, or in your bloodstream, which is water-based. And this is due to, it is a ketoenol form. It has a ketoenol. It is active in the Michaels reaction. It is a reaction acceptor. And for you budding chemists, you won't find a more interesting molecule to study for its potential in human physiology than the curcumin molecule. Next, in its ability to act as an antioxidant. It targets the thioreduction system. This is a fundamental protein-based redox oxidation reduction system, dependent system necessary for life. If that system is knocked out in an embryo of a test animal, the animal dies at the 8-cell stage. It is absolutely essential for life, and curcumin modulates the thioreduction system. It also improves superoxide dismutase and glutathione. These are our native antioxidant systems. So not only is it a molecular antioxidant, it also tells your body how to be better capable of dealing with free radicals, which is the root cause of degenerative diseases, chronic pains, cancer, cardiovascular disease, arthritis, all these things that we're suffering from. That's this first effect. Next, cancer. Curcumin inhibits cancer growth by at least 20 different mechanisms. Now, think about this for 20 different mechanisms. You know, the physiology of the human body is immensely complicated. Any living thing, it requires, really, it takes a bit of divine to even come close to understanding it. It's so complex, and you get into all these different molecular pathways, and I don't think anyone could memorize them all, and that's not the point. But curcumin does its remarkable effect by gently affecting at least 20 different pathways in the genesis of cancer. It promotes DNA repair. You damage DNA, it leads to cancer cells. It promotes DNA repair. It stimulates cell signaling, your self-corrective mechanisms. It modulates cell cycles, and it also manipulates epigenetically. The coat of histones, the proteins that coat DNA and tell the DNA gene to be active or be silent. You want your code of wellness, your DNA wellness to be turned on, and your code of disease to be turned off. And curcumin has that ability to do that. Curcumin inhibits cancer development in all 6 stages. Transformation of the tumors, initiation of the tumor, promotion of the tumor, invasion of the tumor, angiogenesis and metastasis. All 6 stages are inhibited. It primarily works through inhibiting the growth of blood vessels into the tumor, and it does that by 14 different mechanisms. This is new information. And it works primarily through apoptosis, killing of the cancer cells, self-programmed killing of the cells. And it does that through 10 different mechanisms. So what the point of all this is, all this complicated medical jargon, is none of these actions are overbearing and powerful and strong that would lead to side effects. Chemotherapy works in a very specific spot, and it's very powerful. Not only does it affect the tumor cell, but the normal cells, your intestinal lining, your hair follicle cells, your blood-making cells in your bone marrow, they're also affected. We don't get that with curcumin. This diverse action gently adds up together in a very synergistic and powerful way to suppress cancer growth. Multiple studies now have proven that curcumin improves the response to traditional cancer drugs and radiation while reducing the side effects of chemo and radiation. Curcumin, the science on curcumin in cancer, is the single best argument we have for using antioxidants in cancer therapy. It's overwhelmingly clear. Curcumin improves cancer outcomes. We have evidence that curcumin improves carcinomas, outcomes in carcinomas, sarcomas, lymphomas, and leukemias. Guess what? That's all the cancers. That's all 4 categories, including neuroblastoma, head and neck tumors, tongue, oral cavity, esophagus, breast, ovary, liver, biliary tract, pancreas, colorectal, prostate, multiple myeloma. We have a dear friend with multiple myeloma, obesity-related intestinal tract metastasis from solid tumors. All of these improve with curcumin. Please include curcumin in your cancer treatment. We have a break here, but when we return, let's talk about how curcumin protects the brain. We'll be back. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. More and more people suffer from asthma. One cause is obvious. The world is a polluted place, and the air we breathe is not always healthy. But other causes of asthma aren't as obvious. Recent research connects a poor quality, high sugar diet and the frequent use of antibiotics to higher rates of asthma and cases of asthma that are tougher to treat. A fast food diet does not meet our nutritional needs. Plus, the indiscriminate use of antibiotics can seriously disturb the delicate balance of healthy microbes in our intestinal tract. So switch to a garden fresh diet that calms and prevents asthma. Eat fruit-like veggies such as tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggplant. Eat yogurt, ginger, turmeric, and take fish oil. Nature holds the answer, but it's up to us to make healthy choices. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For centuries, the herb astragalus has been a staple of traditional Chinese medicine. It's used to create a strong shield, protecting the immune system.
Astragalus is also used to support healthy heart and lung function.
There's even more. Astragalus helps to calm total body inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
All of that without the use of medication.
That's right. Support your health the way nature intended with astragalus root.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's BioNutrients Astragalus Root Extract. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128 or order online at bioinnovations.net and see what astragalus can do for your health. That number once again is 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Call today.
Welcome back, everyone. We're having a great discussion today, learning all about curcumin, this amazing spice that comes from turmeric. You know, this next section, I think, is, to me, it's one of the most potent and important parts about curcumin. This is fantastic when we talk about curcumin and its effect on the brain. You know, in nature, Richard, I haven't found and studied really that many different nutrients that have the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier.
Yes.
And to me, that's one of the most important things about curcumin is that unique ability.
Yeah, that's a two-way door because most things you don't want to go into the brain.
Right.
You know, as we encounter toxic things in the world today, we don't want everything to go into our brain because it would hinder our judgment and our ability to handle things.
Right.
But we want the right things to go in.
Exactly, and there aren't that many good things that do.
No, they're not. But curcumin is one of those that does go into the brain to do its benefits. Curcumin helps to benefit the brain by four basic mechanisms. First, it's an anti-inflammatory, keeps the brain from being so inflamed. It keeps the amyloid deposits, the hallmark sign of Alzheimer's disease. It keeps those proteinaceous deposits decreased. It improves the circulation to the brain, blood flow, and it reduces the oxidative stress. Let's talk a little bit more about the inflammation. Inflammation is the hallmark sign of all the neurodegenerative diseases. I'm talking about Alzheimer's, Lewy body dementia, Parkinson's disease, ALS. There's a long list of these, and they all feature inflammation of the brain that causes, over time, degeneration of the brain tissue and the spinal cord. These neurodegenerative diseases, it is a feature of the microglia. The glia are the structural cells of the brain, and they also act as the immune cells of the brain. And when we have toxins in the brain, like heavy metals or pesticides or whatever gets in there, the bad things, even infections, the glia release inflammatory products trying to get rid of this stuff. It's part of the immune response. Well, it comes to damage us over time, and yet it doesn't necessarily get rid of the offending agent when it's so inflamed. So curcumin has shown itself to be the king of the anti-inflammatories that gets into the brain and helps to calm that inflammatory response. And it does so equally to the most powerful drugs ever developed, but it does it without the side effects. That's the remarkable thing. And curcumin lowers the inflammation by at least 18 different mechanisms. Again, this gentle approach with the full 18 helps us to avoid side effects, but gives us a very powerful effect over time. 18 different mechanisms: inhibition of lipid peroxidation, of the omega-6 fatty acids, chelation of iron and heavy metals, while it inhibits microglial inflammation by 18 different mechanisms. Next, curcumin helps the brain by reducing amyloid formation. And it reduces amyloid by 8 different mechanisms at least, maybe more, but they've described at least 8. Populations that have high levels of turmeric and hence curcumin in their diet, 1/4 the rate of Alzheimer's disease. I'm sure there are other reasons, but this is at least one of them. Recent studies have shown that curcumin reduces the amyloid plaques of Alzheimer's disease. So not only does it prevent the accumulation of amyloid, if there is early amyloid, early neural decline, early Alzheimer's disease, curcumin actually has the ability to slowly but surely reduce that level. Seniors who ingest curcumin, this is a big study that's recently been released, curcumins who take curcumin on a daily basis score better on the mini mental state exam, and their amyloid plaque levels stabilize and slowly decline. Now, I would imagine it takes years to get rid of all of it, and how many years does an 80-year-old have? So, how far it can take you, we don't know yet. That's a very hard thing to study, but we're on the right track. Curcumin, turmeric helps to decline the amyloid. Curcumin combined with vitamin D3 lessens Alzheimer's plaque. Adding the D3 to the curcumin makes it even more powerful. So here is from all my studies and interviewing dozens and dozens of experts in health. Combine the curcumin with vitamin D, with magnesium, fish oil, and your B vitamins, and you have a cutting-edge, scientifically proven plan to preserve brain function. I want you to write it down, so I'm going to say it again. Curcumin from the spice turmeric, vitamin D, magnesium, fish oil, the omega-3s, flaxseed oil if you don't want to have fish oil, and then the B complex, all your B vitamins. It's particularly important, the B12, the B6, the thiamine, but we don't want to just take individual Bs. That's a mistake. Take the complex of all the Bs, then you get the best action to preserve brain power. Curcumin also improves brain by improving circulation. It protects from ischemia-induced damage. If insults occur to the brain, it initiates tissue repair. Life really is, aging really is one microtrauma after another. And eventually our body's ability to repair those microtraumas becomes compromised, and we have visible aging or mental decline if we're examining the brain. Curcumin helps to prevent that and to initiate repair. It's really quite remarkable, and it does this by bringing more blood into damaged areas. The blood is what provides the healing incentive. It counters endothelial dysfunction. The blood vessel diameter is more appropriate for the needs. It's very important. Acting as a powerful antioxidant, countering ischemia-induced free radicals, combining magnesium with the antioxidant curcumin protects the brain from injury during a stroke or during brain surgery. That combination of magnesium and curcumin together actually protects the brain if you were to undergo brain surgery or to have a stroke. You'd have less damage, up to 50% less damage, if you are in your routine with magnesium and curcumin on a daily basis. That whole plan will give you the best, well, we just mentioned a minute ago. Curcumin also supports the brain by lowering oxidative stress. Curcumin binds with heavy metals. chelating them out of the body. How many of you are avoiding iron because you're afraid of hemochromatosis and iron overload? And that's a legitimate concern. If that's you, you should also be on curcumin because it helps to bind up that excess iron. We need a little iron, but we don't need a lot. Curcumin increases the brain's level of the important antioxidant glutathione. From animal studies, curcumin diminishes oxidative damage due to organophosphate pesticides. Farmers, pay attention. You have extraordinarily high Parkinson's disease rates. If we can counter that free radical load from the pesticides, we can help keep your brain strong. Binds up dangerous free radicals. The aging brain produces less energy. And from animal studies, we know that curcumin can increase the brain's energy by as much as 150%. Also, a lackluster, weakened brain is more susceptible to depression. You increase the energy of the brain, there's less depression. And the studies are now showing that curcumin improves the response to antidepressants, and curcumin alone can act as an antidepressant. Isn't that amazing? We have more. Now, we talked about the brain, we talked about cancer, but next let's talk about curcumin and cardiovascular disease. We'll be right back. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. We all have said, I need to get some exercise, but how many of us put on our walking shoes and go? Learning a little more about the health benefits of exercise may help you get motivated to lace up those walking shoes. Exercise helps to control our appetite and weight. It maintains strong muscles. It promotes the release of endorphins that counter depression while helping us feel good about our lives. Exercise helps to lower blood glucose, promotes a strong circulatory system, and controls cholesterol. Exercise even helps us get a good night's sleep. Recent research finds dog owners who regularly walk their pet are 34% more likely to achieve fitness goals. You can get all of these health benefits by walking 30 minutes 4 times a week, just 30 minutes a day. Start today, and you'll start to get all those benefits. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
There are thousands of fungal species, and at least 200 of them have been found to cause human diseases.
Fungal infections are common, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
One solution is oregano, a natural alternative. Oregano fights problems created by fungus and yeast overgrowth, and it improves many other health conditions.
At BioInnovations, we offer oregano in gel caps and liquid extract.
Yeast and fungal disorders can improve.
So take charge of your health by choosing a natural alternative such as oregano gel caps or oil of oregano liquid extract.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
Welcome back, everyone. We're having a great discussion on curcumin. Isn't this just amazing information? Well, I've got to let you know before we continue on with the show, it is special savings time at BioInnovations. This is a great time to get all the nutrients you need to stay healthy, including the curcumin. Great prices. fantastic prices and free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, that's the mainland USA, but still a great time to get orders you need. So Richard, Curcumin is amazing. Not
Yes,
only
it
does
is.
it help with cancer and with so many other things as we've learned thus far, it also helps with the heart and cardiovascular
It does.
disease.
It helps to prevent heart disease. It can help to correct nutritionally heart disease and injury to the vascular tree. And curcumin does this through multiple mechanisms. Again, it helps to lower cholesterol. It lowers triglyceride levels. It reduces oxidative plaque formation. That's the plaque in the artery that eventually leads to the coronary occlusion and the heart attack or the stroke, either way. It lowers that plaque formation. It reduces endothelial dysfunction. You know, the artery has a brain center. It's the inner lining of the artery, and it tells the entire artery, should I contract or should I open up and let blood flow? And it's very important the body has control over that, but we develop what's called endothelial dysfunction, and it does just the opposite of what it's supposed to do, or it doesn't respond properly. And this leads to cardiovascular disease. Well, guess what? Curcumin helps to improve endothelial function, very important. It improves congestive heart failure, and it decreases reperfusion injury. Curcumin also exerts an anti-inflammatory action. If you'll remember with our discussions with Dr. Sinatra, when we've talked about the genesis of a coronary artery plaque, we get the cholesterol that forms on a sore in the artery. Think of it as a sore, and that cholesterol plaque covers it and tries to protect it from it's like a Band-Aid, applying a Band-Aid. But what also comes with that protection is macrophages that release inflammatory products. Releasing the inflammatory products hastens healing. But if your body is lacking certain things, it only leads to more inflammation in a bigger plaque. The plaque grows, 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 and then it gets so big it ruptures and releases into the artery, but eventually as that artery narrows, it plugs the artery. You're having a heart attack now. Well, curcumin reduces the inflammation that would otherwise lead to the lifting of the plaque and the release and leading to an emboli that blocks the artery. And they've done all this in human and high-level animal studies. You know, some of this would be unethical to do in humans. You can't create heart attacks just because you want to study something in somebody. So we have this for high-level information, reliable. It is so effective. In Thailand, they did a study. They gave people who needed a coronary artery bypass graft, you know, the cabbage they talk about. You know, I'm having angina, I'm having a heart attack, you need to bypass the blocked arteries and we can save your life. Well, they do this all over the world now, and they found if they gave 4 grams of curcumin a day before the surgery, they had a 65% lower risk of having a heart attack during the surgery or in the post-op period, where you're very susceptible to a re-heart attack. 65% lower from just taking a little spice. The drug companies don't want you to know this, folks. They're never going to tell you these things, but I will, because it's going to make a difference in your life and your health. You know, turmeric, you can buy it at any grocery store and put it in oil, heat the oil up so it dissolves well. Now, careful, it'll make a stain. That's the hard thing about doing the cheap way. It stains clothing, it stains countertops, it stains everything. Or you can get it in a capsule, make it easier for you. It's already dissolved in rhizome oil, and you absorb it beautifully. But there are cheap ways to do these things, and I want everyone to take advantage of that. You know, we're all on a budget. Even wealthy people have to watch how they spend money. It's true. It is absolutely true. Let's go to our next topic. Diabetes in the liver. You know, with high blood sugars, it leads to inflammation of the liver. And the liver becomes sclerotic. It becomes scarred. And this is the essence of the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that can end in true cirrhosis, even with diabetes. Well, it reduces liver fibrosis by calming the inflammation in the liver. It removes toxins and excess and when the liver is stressed, medicines accumulate in the liver and they become toxic in and of themselves. It reduces blood glucose injury that can lead in fibrosis. It regulates blood glucose and triglyceride levels. It decreases insulin resistance. Isn't this amazing? It decreases inflammation of the liver. We mentioned that. Reduces free radical damage to the kidneys that could lead to chronic kidney disease. Number one reason to be on dialysis is diabetes. Diabetes. And curcumin helps to prevent that. It improves the immune system of the diet. All this is from top-level studies, folks. This is not supposition. These are hundreds of studies I've reviewed to give you this knowledge. Please don't doubt it. If you want me to cite every single study, we'll be here for days. There's just not enough time to do that. We improve the immunity in the diabetic. It improves diabetic foot ulcers, and it improves and hastens the healing of diabetic foot ulcers when taken topically or internally. Either way, I'd do both if I had a diabetic wound that I'm having trouble getting it to heal. Wound healing in general improves. If you cut your arm, your finger, anything diabetics, the curcumin helps. It's like 40% faster wound healing. It's quite remarkable. When combined with vitamin D, it protects from the muscle wasting of diabetes. Diabetics, you've probably heard about this. You may have experienced it. You get dystrophic muscle tissue in diabetes. It's not one of the more commonly talked about complications of diabetes, but combining curcumin with vitamin D, that combination again, what protects the brain, protects the muscle, and protects from muscle wasting in diabetes. Isn't that amazing? Let's do the lungs real quick before we go to our break. Curcumin improves lung function in cystic fibrosis patients by thinning the mucus secretions, thereby reducing congestion. I can't explain all of it, but if you have a loved one with cystic fibrosis, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In human studies, curcumin reverses, get this, reverses cellular and structural changes caused by chronic asthma. What else does that? I've never found anything. Now, there may be something, but I haven't found it in my studies. Vitamin D, curcumin, magnesium, antioxidants, fish oil for chronic asthma. Unbelievable benefits. Don't forget the B vitamins. Let's go to our break. And when we return, let's talk about pain and inflammation. I know you've been waiting to see if it relieves pain, and it does. We'll tell you about it in a minute. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at Bioinnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker's Bionutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let Bioinnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
For many of us, the days pass on by. Whether it's living for the weekend, waiting till the kids come home, or waiting for whatever is next, don't waste your life waiting on tomorrow when there is still today. Benjamin Franklin said, "Do you love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of." The Lord did not give us today to sit and wait on tomorrow. What we do today shapes our tomorrows. As David wrote in Psalm 90:12, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone. Just a quick reminder, it is special savings time at BioInnovations. Fantastic prices all month long. Don't forget to get your order in early and free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, that's the mainland USA, but a good time to order. So, Richard, curcumin actually helps with pain and inflammation as well.
It does. It does. Significant reduction in pain in a dose-related manner. So in other words, the more you take, the better the pain relief. It is roughly equal to a steroid or a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. 2 grams of curcumin equals 800 milligrams of ibuprofen in pain-relieving ability. That's the big boy. That's the prescription strength ibuprofen. That is impressive, but it does it without the side effects. You know, when you take an ibuprofen every day for months on end, you are eroding your bones, you're weakening your tendons, and you're decaying your joint space. Also, you're increasing your risk of cardiovascular disease, heart attack, and stroke. That's just the facts. That's what drugs do. There's always a downside to medicines. Medicines can save your life. Keep these things in mind as you're learning about health. Medicines can save your life. They're very powerful agents, but we use them too much for chronic conditions when we should be looking to nature and gentle ways to make our health better. And curcumin is an A-player, all-star performer on that list. What else? Curcumin reduces inflammation by 18 different mechanisms. 2 different pathways. It also reduces autoimmune inflammation by 2 different pathways. Autoimmune, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, psoriasis, all the autoimmune diseases are calmed with curcumin. Curcumin performs better than non-steroidals in rheumatoid arthritis. It improves rheumatoid better than taking the ibuprofen. Curcumin relieves osteoarthritis pain by a unique mechanism never described by any other agent that came from Italy. University of Udine in Italy discovered that. Let's go to the kidneys now. Chronic kidney disease creates a toxic free radical load in the kidney, and it further promotes the chronic kidney disease, leading to renal dialysis. If we can decrease the free radicals, put antioxidants into our system, it relieves that free radical load. And curcumin is one of the best agents. So for the first 2 weeks, chronic kidney disease patients, this is directly from Dr. Rich Snyder, nephrologist, author of What You Must Know About Kidney Disease. 2 weeks of antioxidants, vitamin C, curcumin, grapeseed extract, you know, a good vitamin C or a good antioxidant plan. And then after 2 weeks, that's when we introduce the cordyceps sinensis. Why cordyceps? It opens up the arteries to the kidney, increasing the perfusion of the kidneys and kidney function. It's quite remarkable. It's been studied well, and you can do this. Always tell your doctor what you're doing. Everybody needs to know what's going on, but this works. Get the book and read about it. Dr. Rich Snyder's book on What You Must Know About Kidney Disease. I strongly recommend it. Intestinal tract. Curcumin supports the intestinal tract by creating a stronger intestinal barrier to yeast, bacteria, and viruses, while it helps to damage tissues. It helps damaged tissues to heal. Multiple studies show that curcumin improves the integrity of intestinal barrier, leading to improvements in inflammatory bowel disease. More remissions, more days without flare-ups, less pain in inflammatory bowel disease. Of course, you want to do the full program. You want to do the curcumin, the probiotics, the vitamin D. You want to do everything to help you, the noni juice, the mangosteen, everything that helps the chronic inflammation of inflammatory bowel disease. It helps to improve intestinal function in irritable bowel syndrome, and it lessens food allergies and sensitivities. These are all from studies. It repairs the stomach ulcers induced by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. You know, you take enough of the ibuprofen, eventually, oh, the stomach starts to burn. Take the curcumin. I recommend you lay off the ibuprofen because you can take it to the point of an ulcer, a bleeding ulcer. You don't want to do that. Switch over to the naturals. I think you're going to find with time, it takes a little time now, Your relief is better, and you're not going to have the side effects. We have a whole list of unusual curcumin benefits. Let's go through a few of those. Curcumin is effective against at least 14 different strains of Candida. Combine it with other things like oil of oregano or mangosteen for really good results. It improves antibiotic activity against Staph aureus. You can take the curcumin with your antibiotic. It makes it more effective. Counters the antibiotic resistance from Staph aureus. Curcumin reduces the formation of bacterial biofilms associated with cavities and endocarditis. Bacteria lay down a film. It's like a plaque, a shellac, so to speak, that the bacteria can live in, and it protects it from antibiotics. It's a main reason why we can't always cure an infected prosthetic device. Sometimes they have to come out. Well, what they've learned is that curcumin breaks down that biofilm. Isn't that amazing? And it releases the bacteria, making it susceptible to the antibiotic. Curcumin shows protection effects from iron overload. It chelates arsenic, copper, cadmium, heavy metals in general. Divalent cations, you know, the lead, all that stuff. It'll take those up and help pull them out of your body. Curcumin regresses endometriosis by multiple mechanisms. To the curcumin, add vitamin D, magnesium, B vitamins, particularly B6, and progesterone, ladies. You're going to see in 3 cycles. Give me 3 cycles. I'm going to tell you that again. Endometriosis, regression, painful periods, difficult periods. Curcumin, vitamin D, magnesium, B complex, and after a couple cycles, if you're not doing better, progesterone. Stuff works. It works better than anything else. I can write prescriptions. I can write for birth control pills. I can write for all the new drugs for endometritis. None of those work like this. What I'm telling you works well without the side effects. I go to it first now. I quit trying the medicines. This stuff works so much better. What else? In our summary, I want to share with you a couple of the newest studies that have been released on curcumin, and then we want to do a summary and what diagnoses respond the best to curcumin for our wrap-up when we return. Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers 2 products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega 369, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369.
Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you following a low-fat diet? While it's true that too much fat makes us overweight, certain types of fat are actually good for us. Add to your diet omega-3 fats such as fish and flaxseed oil, and omega-9 oleic acid found in olive oil. And reduce in your diet omega-6 found in corn, safflower, and peanut oil, and saturated fats found in meats and whole milk dairy products. Studies show those fats can promote inflammation and chronic disease. The Mediterranean diet can help you make good choices, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, fish, olives, and olive oil. So remember, increase omega-3 and omega-9 fats. Reduce omega-6 and saturated fat. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. Just a quick reminder, it's special savings time at BioInnovations. Great time to get what you need, fantastic prices, and free shipping on orders over $50 in the mainland USA, so don't miss it. So, Richard, now you have some studies to go through right quick.
We do. You know, we talked about curcumin in endometriosis, but it also helps PMS scores. And if you take it over time, a couple, 3 cycles, ladies, your PMS scores will reduce by about 60%. Of course, add your vitamin D, your B complex, magnesium, and your progesterone, and you're going to get even better results. How about psoriasis? What a difficult condition to deal with. Here's a study from the European Journal of Dermatology. Oral curcumin, orally, you don't have to put the staining stuff on your skin, orally with light therapy. And those of you who have psoriasis, you know the dermatologist will put you under the sun lamp and all this stuff. And 80% response. All patients improved. All 21 in this study improved. There were no side effects. And another study from Biomed Research International determined the mechanism of how psoriasis improves with curcumin. So this, you're not out on a limb, psoriatic patients, by taking curcumin with vitamin D light therapy. Tremendous. A review of all the evidence on curcumin in pain, a review of 8 study, over 600 patients. Curcumin provides significant pain relief in a dose-related manner. The scientific method at its best. Journal of Renal Nutrition, curcumin reduces oxidative stress in both diabetic and non-diabetic chronic kidney disease, and they clarified the mechanism. And finally, the British Journal of Nutrition, double-blind, placebo-controlled, 96 seniors. When the seniors took curcumin, they showed no mental decline. Human studies, double-blind, British Journal of Nutrition. I can't give you better, higher level, accepted, authentic, reliable research than that. Now, how do we take this? Any curcumin, any turmeric is good. But I would love to see you take 500 milligram curcumin gel caps, dissolve. See, here's the big problem with the curcumin. Does it dissolve? It's fat soluble, it's oil soluble. So just taking a little spice in a capsule, in a dry capsule, and swallowing it down, you're not absorbing very much of it. You're getting some. Take it with peanut butter, oily food, with olive oil or something, you're improving that. But we put it in a gel cap. It's already dissolved in rhizome oil, the native rhizome of the turmeric plant itself. That increases absorption 800%. We have the studies to prove that. So it's very effective taking these little gel caps. 2 a day, that's a good maintenance. If you're in a lot of pain, you work too much in the garden, and oh man, am I sore, I can't get to sleep, take 4 of them, take 6 of them, take a slug of noni and go. And you'll be asleep in 20 minutes. I promise you, this stuff works for that kind of 18 different mechanisms to reduce your pain and inflammation. And when you really come to understand nutritional therapies and how they work as a symphony together, a little vitamin C, a little noni juice with it, with your B vitamins, that's when things start getting better fast. And you do it without any drug interactions, no side effects, and you can take another dose if you need it in 4 hours. That's the beauty of this stuff. And humans have been doing this for thousands of years, so it's safe. That's special. That's amazing. And I want you to take advantage of it. Thank you for your kind attention, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
In the pit of my stomach, I knew it was going to be positive. I wouldn't be in this situation if I would have even been taking it if I didn't think it was going to be positive, but I didn't want to admit that. I turned it over, and there were 2 lines. It was a positive test. I remember just being like, oh no. Like, that was all that really went through my head. I didn't know what to do.
Hear the stories and experience the freedom on Real Life.
This week on Our Jewish Roots, we begin our examination of the kings of ancient Israel and Judah in our series, Kings and Kingdom. With dramatic reenactments, Bible teaching from Dr. Jeffrey Seif, watch for Kings and Kingdom.